Why, hello! Happy Halloween, my YouTube friends. Welcome back to Dee's Creative Corner. My name is Danielle Coleman. I'm a Creative Memories Independent Advisor. I love scrapbooking, and so do you. So I want to thank each and every one of you guys for tuning in, subscribing, liking, commenting, all the wonderful things. You're making my little channel grow. I appreciate it very much. So, like I said, it's Halloween, Friday morning, and I'm going to be documenting a pumpkin after dark that we went to here in Saskatoon. It was in like a prairie land, that's what it's called, but there was over 10,000 carved pumpkins made out of everything from Toy Story characters to Harleys, you name it, they were carved. It was amazing. And naturally it's nighttime, and the pictures had a little purpley hue, so we're gonna go through papers and figure out how we're gonna do that. So without further ado, let's flip over and pick out our paper and get started. All right, hello. So today I am working with a project recipe, and I am going to change it up just a little bit. And it's a 2-page spread like I always do. And this is the general layout that we're going to do. I will move it up just a hair. And I'm going to do simple cuts. I'm not adding a ton of embellishments. We are going to use our border maker and our custom cutting system with the circle, so stay tuned for that. But anyways, you'll see these are horizontal photos, and I always like to get more pictures on my layouts, you know, to document. And so I have a couple vertical, and this side is pretty true to what it is. They have 3.5 by 5.5. All mine are 4 by 6, and then this is a 4 by 4. So let's get the paper. I am using old collections. I haven't bought Halloween in the last couple of years just because I don't do as many Halloween parties and festivities, and I thought I had quite a bit left, but I am dwindling down. So this is an old one from 2020, and I thought we could break into this and do something. So we'll put the stickers aside, and you can see I've cut into it and worked a little bit. I'm gonna put the scraps over here. And so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to have black as our base, and then I'm going to try to pull in some of this orange. I'm not gonna bring in that teal color. And then we could potentially use the black and white with the little ghosts. And I had a piece of black cardstock, and there's a few embellishments. We could potentially pull in that one. Here's a purple polka dot, which I think we could definitely pull in. So let's see, these are going to be just some basic strips along the exterior edges of the layout, and then we're going to do circles with the border maker. And so I think from these, you know, I definitely want to use this purple with the green dots. Maybe we could use those as the circles. So let me just get my black bases, and let me do a little finagling, and I'll be right back. All right, so I decided on the colors, and you'll see I have a black shimmer as the base, and when I printed my photos, I put a white border around them so that way I wouldn't have to mat them again, and I think they'll stand out. I don't have a ton of pattern paper on here. So basically, I have the cuts. I used a 2" by 12, 1" by 12. This is going to be 4 by 12, the base under the circles, and then I mirrored it to a 2" by 12, 1" by 12. All right, so I did trim my photos down, or the cardstock, and we'll just lay things out, and then we'll assemble one of the circles. So again, this is what the circles are gonna land on, and that's a 4 by 12, and we'll have 3 of those, and I used the largest template with the red blade on the inside. So it's like a 3.5" circle. So then we'll have 3 circles like so. And then we have a 2 by 12, 1 by 12, and then we'll put that on the other side. So that is about the pattern paper for the layout. And then I'll bring in my pictures. And on the sketch it had 2 horizontal. I have the horizontal and 2 4 by 6 vertical, and I'll just kind of bump it over so we'll be able to see the circles. And then we'll bring in our other ones. And I do have a peekaboo pocket for this as well. So I'm going to have this adheres to the top of my page protector, and that way I can add a couple more photos, because I like to try to get a lot on without looking too clustery or busy. All right, so that's, I mean, yeah, it's a little crooked, but that is the general idea. And then with the circles, what I did is I cut a 1" piece of black cardstock because I wanted to use the pumpkin border maker, and mine is the old blue one. They had the pumpkin come back, so if you have a pumpkin or bats or ghosts, you could use whatever. And you can recreate this again for birthdays or Christmases. And then I saw this in my embellishments or in the laser borders, so I thought that would be fun if we just kind of put the spider web just a little bit under that. And then we'll do that times 3. So I'll just quick put one of these together, and then I will show you. I'm going to use my repositional tape, and I'm using it on my silicone mat to the side. And I'm going to put this, I know I'm a little off camera, but I'm going to center it right in the middle, just as close as I can eyeball it. And then we'll put the black over it. And I'm going to bump the black down. I mean, it could, I just want to see a little bit more of the spider web. So I'm going to bump it down just a hair. And then we'll put the pumpkins over it. And I used plain cardstock for these as well. And I'm going a little off the edge because what we're going to do is we're going to take our scissors and turn this over. So I got it all adhered. I'm going to turn it over, and I'm just going to round the corners so it has a nice flow to, there we go. So That's what basic. And then I'll do that 3 more times, and then I'll adhere all of my stuff down, and then we'll come back and do some embellishing. And I think we'll almost be done. All right, be right back. All right, hey, I have everything adhered, and I was looking through our little bit of stickers, and a lot of this is not like pertaining to the pumpkins after dark, you know. But I did, because I was looking for some kind of title, I went and I saw on the back of one of the sheets there was a bunch of cut aparts, so I fussy cut this boo out, and I figured I would just land it right up here. I'm not the best fussy cutter, not my favorite. I'm not gonna put it on anything. I'm just gonna leave it just like so. And then I saw It's Scary How Much I Love You. I thought that was cute. I could do something down here, and then, you know, put maybe a few candy corns, sprinkle those around. And then I have some laser borders, and I thought I could just cut this down to 6 inches in half, and we'll just have that on the bottom. And then I could use some of those pumpkins that are remaining from this, and we could do a little something up here. So I'm just, you know, I was looking at the corners. We could, you know, put some stickers up here, little spider webs, so we could audition those. So for now, I'm just gonna kind of go with that, and then I'll show you the finished once I have it all adhered. Thanks. All right, I got everything adhered. I just did super simple like I always do. I added just a little spider web and some stars around for up in the title, and then I did the hearts, and then I cut apart the laser, and on the other side I just used the remaining of some of the border, and I put a few stars. Super simple. And I'm gonna quick show you. I was at a retreat last week, and I was working on my Mexico album, and this is where I got my inspiration to do a Halloween. So this is the exact same project recipe. I used the same cuts, and it just how using different paper packs and using your stash, just get your pages done, right? So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let's flip back over to me. Hello. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and happy Halloween, and thank you guys for staying with me. And I will be gone next week. I'm going down to Wisconsin to visit my family, and hubby and I have some exciting things that we're in the works doing, so stay tuned for that. And until next time, couple weeks, take care and happy scrapping. Bye-bye.